Welcome, Driver Nation, and welcome back to another Driver Spotlight here. I do have a driver here out of Philly. She's actually been with us on the platform since July of 2022. Welcome, Kattya, to the platform here, guys.
Hi, thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Thanks for taking time out to let us get to know you outside of just being a Deliver That driver. So I'll jump into just a quick question here. How did you get started in the gig economy?
Like most of us, I started after the pandemic. I was working in customer service, and actually, my boyfriend he is into a lot of gigs. Um,
Okay.
Before the pandemic, I started doing Uber and Lyft, just like a part time, like on the weekends, and then after COVID. um, the company that I was working out, they closed
Oh,
business.
wow.
So my boyfriend was like, don't do Uber and Lyft because, people. And he's like, why don't you do food? And I was like, I don't know, I don't want to do food. I don't want to do food. And then I was like, okay, I started doing DoorDash and Grubhub. And one thing led to the other. And when I focus on something, like I'm really focused, and I have like, you name it, I have groups for everything on Facebook. So one of those groups, it was a DoorDash group. They were talking about Deliver That. And I was like,
Okay.
what is this? So that's what got me into Deliver That.
Gotcha. Okay, awesome. That was gonna be my next question. How did you even discover Deliver That? But that's pretty awesome. So right now you're in the gig economy. You're not just doing Deliver That for something part time. This is what you do for a full time living.
This is my full time, yeah.
That's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome. And so you said customer service. Were you more so like call center customer service, or front retail customer service?
No, it's more like a call center type
Call
of
center.
thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Cool. So with Deliver That, did it meet your expectations?
Oh, it exceeded my expectations.
I love to hear
I'm
that.
really happy.
Oh, that's awesome. That is pretty awesome. Well, are you from the Philly area?
I am not. I live in the suburbs actually, but my
Okay.
boyfriend he lives in Philly. So, um, when the pandemic started, I stayed with him more, more days in the week, and he's like, you can get him out of Philly. But me, I can start from the suburbs and make my way down to Philly. But at first, I was really scared of, you know,
Uh huh.
driving in the city. I was like, what if I don't find parking? What am I
Uh
gonna
huh.
do? And now I'm like, I really like. Sometimes I'm like, I miss the stress of the city.
You miss it. Wow. Let's see here. So my next question to you is: you got to know you outside of, or got to know you inside of being a delivery gig worker, but I want to know you outside of being a gig worker. So I'm going to ask these questions here that is going to pertain to that. And my first question is to you: if you have are you close with a family member? And then what is the hardest part about spending time away from them?
Um, the closest I might say is my sister.
Okay.
I'm really close to her. Um, I'm like 8 years older than her.
Okay.
So it's but she acts like she's the oldest. So sometimes she's the one like, Katya, stop doing this, Katya. And so it's like, it's a really weird dynamic. Like she acts like she's the oldest. But um, we are not that close because of like her work. Like she's really busy. She works in Villanova University, and she
Okay.
studies, and she has like a full schedule. So um, getting time to see her probably is like the
The
hardest,
hardest
even
time.
though she lives really close to where I live. But like our schedule are completely different.
Got you. Okay. Are you guys from Philly?
No,
Okay.
actually, I'm originally from El Salvador.
Okay. Awesome. How long have you been over here?
I've been here on Pennsylvania. Uh, Probably around 10 years now.
Oh wow, okay. Was Pennsylvania your first stop when you came to the United States?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
cool.
And I have my aunt, she lives down in Jersey, so I stayed with her like a couple months, but then I came back to Pennsylvania.
Oh no, I was gonna say, how did you discover on the map being where you from, and just to say pick Pennsylvania as a place to live?
Well, my mom, she had a long friend from back to when she was in school, so it
Oh
was like a
wow.
long time ago. He lives here in Pennsylvania, but he lives like probably an hour away from us.
Okay.
So he was like, "No, come here," and he helped my mom. My mom got here first with my stepdad, and then my sister and me, we follow along. So that's how we ended up here,
That's pretty
basically. Yeah.
cool. Thank you for sharing that. That's interesting. I actually have a friend who's from India, and I think this is her fifth year that she's been in the United States. So she came over here for schooling. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, at first it was an adjustment at first because everything is different,
Yeah,
but
I bet.
I'm pretty used to.
Do you go back and travel or visit?
uh I haven't been there a long time because all my family's here.
Got you.
So
No
like even
need.
my grandma is here, so
Oh, no need.
yeah.
So my next question to you is: there one job you never ever want to do?
um yes. I don't I work like I it's not because I don't like it, it's because I don't think I have the energy for it. It's like to work like in the back of a kitchen.
Got you.
I work as a busboy like probably a couple months and I was like, I don't know how these people do it. It's like you've been on your feet all these hours, you're hungry, you can't eat, you're rushing, they're
Yep.
yelling. It's like too much. So it's not about that. I don't like it. It's just like I'm not cut out for it. But
It's
I
not for you.
really like sometimes you when you pick up orders you are in the back of the kitchen and you see
Mhm.
them rushing and they're like everybody everything works but it's like when you see it from the outside it's like it's a lot.
Chaos. It looked chaotic.
Yeah.
My first job actually was in the back of the kitchen. I was a dishwasher at a nursing home. So that was my first. And no matter that, we had a window frame. It was like 5 to 8, and they had to eat at a certain time, and we had to break down. So it was this constant rush.
Yeah, it is crazy. Yeah.
Cool. So in the evening, would you rather play games or visit relatives, watch a movie, or read a book?
uh I'm not a lot into books. I lose like my mind, like it goes
Drifts.
somewhere else so I can focus. It depends on what I'm going to do the next day. Like it can
Got you.
be meeting some friends or chilling in the house or watching TikToks. Depends.
Got
Depends on the
you.
day of the week.
Got you. So, is there something that you dreamed of doing that you haven't done or you haven't done yet, and why haven't you done it?
Um, I want to do skydiving so bad.
Oh, that seems fun too.
Yeah, like I probably because I haven't looked into it. That's the only reason that I can think of why I haven't done it.
Uh huh.
Um, but yeah, it's something that I want to do.
Cool. So, are you a roller coaster person at all?
I'm not actually. I'm not. Like probably it's because I'm not into lines and big crowds, but um but no, I'm like I have a friend that she's like always she because we are like what an hour away from Six Flags
Okay.
and she's like, "Let's go to Six Flags." And I'm like, "No, why?" Why? Take me to the beach. I'm a beach person.
Got you. We got Cedar Point here. It's about an hour and a half away, and they do have a beach side. Not so for people who don't like roller coasters. Take me to the beach.
Yeah. I can be there the whole day.
So if you I asked you questions furthermore about getting to know you outside of deliver that, but I'll ask one question here. If you had one piece of advice to give to a new driver to be able to maximize their time on the deliver that platform, what would your advice be?
Um, my advice would be don't overwhelm yourself and always, when in doubt, ask for help.
I love that. When you say don't overwhelm yourself, what are some things as being a driver where you see they can be overwhelmed?
Sometimes you get like you read the instructions and sometimes the instructions are really detailed and they're like go through here, ask for that. So sometimes it's like way too much information and then you're like you're getting ahead of yourself.
Got you.
Or sometimes it's a big order, and they're like some when you get like a big order, you usually get like if it's an easy cater, you get like a kind of like what are the items
Uh
are
huh.
and a text message if you have a big enough car, enough catering bags, and then you're like, am I gonna be able to do this by myself? But sometimes it's worse on the description than what it actually is.
Got you. So I know we have a new partner there in your area, Wegmans. How has that been going for you?
I love Wegmans. I love it. I've been only doing Wegmans like the last couple of weeks. Like, I think last week I only did Wegmans, but I love it because it's really rare when the order is not ready,
Mm-hmm.
and you know how convenient it is that it's a supermarket, so they have the carts, so you
Yep.
don't have to unload your wagon or whatever you have. Like, usually they have already in the cart for you
Mm-hmm.
just to grab it and put it in your car, and it's been pretty much pretty easy.
Pretty. So it's a simple transaction there. I actually got to visit a Wegmans. I think we were in North Carolina last year, and I was amazed of the whole setup of everything. I'm like, this is really nice, and the food was really good, and they were nice.
Yeah, and they have a lot of items
Yep.
because when you get to see like the trays and you're like, oh wow, I have a Wegmans like 10 minutes away from me, but i
Uh huh.
i didn't even know that they have all these
Wow.
trays. They have like a Mediterranean tray, they have like the pinwheels, they have the soft trays, the
Oh wow.
fruit, cakes, you name it. I even delivered flowers last week.
From Wegmans.
Yeah, they had a it was like a birthday party. It was a cake and balloons and flowers.
Oh wow. That's pretty awesome. So my last question, bonus question for you, unless Ben has a question here for us. It says, since the inception since the inception of Deliver That being a company by drivers for drivers, we do look at all problems throughout the eyes of drivers for the best solutions here. What does it mean to you when the company says by drivers for drivers?
That um they understand us like in a way other companies probably won't, because it's easier. Um I had the other spotlight last year, if I'm not mistaken,
Uh huh.
and I was told that you guys do deliveries from time to time. So it's
Yep.
like you've been in our shoes. So it's easier um that you understand what us as drivers are going through because you've been there.
Yep. I can agree with you. It's different when you can walk in someone's shoes and then know the pain points, and then also just open yourself up to know, to hear the pain points they are facing no matter what market they're in, because each market faces a different pain point. So I really love, and I think since I've been here going on 3 years, we have stuck by that, and we'll continue to stick by that, and that's what's going to set us apart. Not treating our drivers like numbers, like most of our competitors do.
Exactly. You don't feel like you're just a number. Like you can feel it. You feel like when you have a problem and you call them, they're trying to help you. Like, it's different. Even like these spotlights that you do is
Uh huh.
like you want to hear from us. It's not
Yeah.
like, oh. just another driver.
Well, Katya, I really appreciate you taking your afternoon out just to let us get to know you being a deliver that driver, a
I got a question.
gig driver. But Ben got a bonus question for us. What's the question, Ben?
She's a mainstay on the setup contest. So just what
She the main.
she's like
Oh.
always on the setup contest as a
What
winner.
advice?
So what makes a good setup picture?
So Katya, you're always on the setup picture contest as a winner. Let's just start
I
there.
wish I'm all the time. I'm not.
You up there. You always in the top 5. I feel like we said your name a couple times, more than once or twice. But what makes a good setup picture?
The space. Sometimes the customer doesn't have enough space, so you have to like work what you have. Kind of use like logic, like it's like you have to say, okay, if I was gonna take the food from this table, what do I want first? Like the utensils, whatever. If it's like a taco bar, if I want the tortillas first, the toppings last, it's kind of like following an order.
So
That how would you like to pick up food from if it was for you?
right. So basically, it's putting yourself in the customer's position of how would you like it if you were the customer. Gotcha.
Exactly. And actually, I really I'm a foodie, so I'm trying to make like the food look appealing.
That makes a whole bunch of difference. So you're the type of person that has to take a picture of their food before they eat it.
I am. I'm guilty
Yep,
of that.
that's me. So that's why your pictures come out like they do.
Yes.
It says a lot. Well, thank you for sharing that. Ben, any other question? No. All right, so that will wrap up the show for us, Driver Nation. I really appreciate you for tuning in today. Until next time, peace.
Thank you.